Great. Thanks for the introduction, Sheila, and thanks for inviting me here. Bring greetings on behalf of Premier Horgan. It's a nice big crowd here, and look, it sounds like you've had a pretty interesting series of sessions. I had a look at the sponsors of your breakout groups, and a lot of really interesting things to work on. So let me talk a little bit more about that. Last December, this organization hosted a similar event in Victoria, which was very successful. I think you saw my colleague, Rob Fleming, the Minister of Education, on the video at the start this morning. So I think we all recognize what the JABC is doing in preparing people like yourselves for future careers. And it is a serious choice about what you're going to spend your life doing, or at least begin to spend your life doing. And so it's good that you're here and taking in all the opportunities that are available to you. I want to acknowledge the sponsors and the presenters who help with the breakout sessions and some of the costs of staging this kind of big event. So the tech sector is really a huge source of innovation. It's an area that I'm responsible for in government, but although everyone in every ministry is being transformed by technological change and will continue to be as we go forward. So for those of you looking for a career or in this fast-growing sector, British Columbia's tech sector is a really exciting place to be. You've heard about the number of companies. There's over 10,000 companies, and people keep starting up new companies as we go along. It employs over 106,000 people, so it's a big sector here in the local British Columbia economy. And there are many more jobs predicted that are going to come on stream over the next few years. So what we're trying to do is make sure that our province has the right conditions to attract top talent, and you can include yourselves in prospective top talent in the future, innovation and investment. British Columbia is recognized as a leader across many fields of technology, such as clean tech, animation, life sciences, and there's lots more. Some of the companies that have demonstrated that kind of leadership in sectors and have become global pace setters are companies not only in what we would call maybe pure technology. I think you heard from Greg Malpass, Traction on Demand, which is a pure technology company, but other companies that are resource companies like Finning, Methanex, are resource companies whose production, whose method of operation, whose workforce and workflow is being completely transformed by technology. There's a company called MindSense, which is a local Vancouver company, and what they have done is they're applying an Internet of Things computer to every shovelful of ore that they take out of the ground. So they're part of a product for mining companies. When they lift the shovel up and take a scoop of ore body out of the ground, the computer that's set inside the shovel actually scans the mineral content of that individual shovelful and submits as a steady stream of data to a central location where they can analyze whether they're digging in the right place or whether they need to move. And also they can make some calculations about how they're going to what the profitability of that particular site is, and they can also calculate their future earnings and guide their business as well. So it's something as simple or as ordinary as using a shovel to pull ore out of the ground is been transformed by technology. And the other effects of that are that they use less energy because they get more ore and less overburden, and the more mineral that you get and less overburden, the lower your costs are. You use less water, and because the part of the production process involved is grinding, you use less electricity if you have less overburden to get rid of. So it's good for the company, and they're now into Mark II of their production, doing a more advanced version of that, and there is interest by other companies. Mitsubishi has bought a position in the company, and they're going to roll that out around the world. And that's a technology that was devised, created, and thought about here in British Columbia. So that gives you, I think, an example, and there are many, many more. So what's required in the modern workplace, and you probably have heard a little bit about this from the people that you spoke to in your breakout sessions, is not only to apply creativity, but also collaboration. So people know what collaboration means. Sometimes it's a little bit, well, who knows what collaboration means? Let's put your hand up maybe. Well, okay. Not a big uptake on that. Well, it means the capacity to work together. In an individual workplace, one of the things that you will do, and increasingly, especially in the technology world, is work in teams. So sometimes in school projects, I know my own kids would have to work in teams, and you soon discover that there are good things about working in a team, and there are bad things about working in a team. Sometimes not everyone puts in the same amount of effort, but it's important to have that mindset of being able to work together in a team to solve problems, because that's the way in which the modern workplace is evolving. And certainly many of the tech companies that you'll be interested in working for, if you make that decision, require or will expect you to be able to work in teams. Many companies in British Columbia, tech companies, are using their expertise in other areas, virtual and augmented reality. I think there was a workshop on virtual reality. British Columbia is a global leader in the development of virtual reality, artificial intelligence, clean energy, robotics, and all that sort of stuff. I can give you a few other examples of companies that are here in British Columbia that are really doing some pretty intriguing things. D-Wave Systems is developing a new generation of quantum computers, which will improve the way supercomputers solve problems in areas like precision medicine and advanced manufacturing while reducing energy use. And quantum computing is computing that is, I don't know whether the calculation is exactly, but it is immeasurably faster than a contemporary computer. So it can be used for solving problems in a way with a speed that is unparalleled at the present time, although contemporary computers seem very fast, certainly to someone who, like me, who has evolved along with the computer growth over the years. Not only are there companies like D-Wave in Burnaby, there's a company called Pawnee Energy. It's a Victoria-based startup that develops technologies that provide clean water and reduce energy through innovative desalination. Desalination is taking the salt out of seawater and therefore making it fit for human consumption. It's already being used in India and China. And you can imagine in a stressed climate change, subject to climate change world, water is increasingly important throughout the world. It's essential for human life and survival. Another company that I can talk about, Ecoation Innovation Solutions, uses robots and sensors to help greenhouse growers detect pests, diseases, and deficiencies at early stages. So it's through innovation like this that British Columbia is increasingly recognized as a global leader and creates the exciting opportunities for research and good jobs, really interesting jobs that not only pay well, but they set out to solve some of the world's big challenges. And some of the companies that I've just given you examples of do that. So it's not only good work in the sense that it's well paid, it's meaningful work where you can really use your talents and make a difference. So we're adding, I think Minister Fleming talked about this as well, that when you finish high school, we're adding more spaces to colleges, institutes, and universities, specifically in technology-related disciplines. So there are more seats, and that's a trend that we will continue. We have the BC Tech Summit coming up in March. and we do encourage, there's a student price to come to the conference, so I don't know if you can maybe talk to your teachers or your schools about coming to that. Last year there was a Youth Innovation Day at the 2018, that's last year's BC Tech Summit, which showed again some of the possibilities in technology. This year's theme will be the reality revolution. Participants will learn how to use emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, robotics, clean tech, and blockchain to create innovative solutions that will contribute to a brighter future. So I just want to conclude by encouraging you as best I can to encouraging you to stay with it. Sometimes a program of studies, I know from listening to my own kids or watching them struggle, sometimes certainly it's not always easy. Sometimes you've got to persist, you've got to slog through hard times. Some stuff will seem very difficult to learn, but if you hang in there and work at it and work with your teachers, you'll be able to get there. So I wish you every success. I think you've already taken the first step by being at this conference and finding out some of the great things that can be done here in the future in technology. So congratulations on the distance you've traveled, and good luck in your individual futures as you go forward. So thank you very much.